And welcome in, everyone, to Francis Howell High School. I am Will Crawford. Alongside me is my partner, as always, for your varsity boys game, Billy Woods. Behind the camera is Josh Robinson. Tonight, we should have a good one for your Francis Howell Vikings. It is going to be the Howell Vikings against Francis Howell Central Spartans. They are coming in at 2-0, and they did upset number 7 Eureka 53-48 on Tuesday. And they have one of the best shooters in the St. Louis area in Miles Estrada. He is from the floor 71%, and he's 68% from the floor and 71% from three. And CJ Woodard also having big games coming up for the Spartans. For your Howell Vikings, they are coming off back-to-back losses, something that didn't even happen last year when they had a total of 2 losses all year. They played a very tough U-City team. They lost in overtime, their second straight loss that was. They have to look on the bright side. They played very solid defense against a very good offensive team, but they just got kind of cold with their offense. Sam Thompson, the big 6'10 senior, he is averaging 20 points, 10 rebounds. Maddox still averaging 16 points, but they're going to need to have Sam Thompson score 25 to 30 points a game if they're going to have to see any success this season.
Yeah, what you mentioned it with their last game. What I really love about this team is their defensive energy. They're always bringing the aggression on defense, and the positive, even though you lose a game that you're ahead by 12, 14 points at one point, the positive out of that is that you're able to hold a team 20 points below what they normally average. And how terrible was that overtime to watch, though? The U-City just held the ball for 3 minutes, and we were just kind of waiting by for everyone to go, and it could have been a blessing for Francis Howell just with how cold their offense was, and James had that 3 at the end, and you live and die by your main guys shooting the ball. And I think tonight's going to be a good bounce back for them. They've lost 2 in a row, and I think this is exactly what they needed. They're going to have a big size advantage. There's going to be a lot of at-the-rim opportunities. They're going to have a big rebound advantage. And then look for Central to play a zone defense on Thompson, and they're going to have disciplined baseline defenders that crash the Thompson when he catches the ball on the post. That's what we've seen all season long, and I expect a big game out of him and a good defensive performance by Francis Howell as always.
Yeah, you just talked about the size advantage that Francis Howell has tonight. They always have an advantage, it seems like, with having someone that's 6'10", but it's even better tonight as only one person is over the height of 6'3". For Francis Howell Central. We're going to have National Anthem here, and we'll be right back. You're listening to Howell Vikings basketball here on the Howell Activities Network. Welcome back, everyone, to Francis Howell High School at the H. Will Crawford alongside me is Billy Woods. We are now introducing your starters for the Francis Howell Central Spartans. Number 1, Cannon Kissel, a 6'1 senior. Number 4, Miles Estrada, the 6' senior. Nick Ornenow, 5'10 sophomore. Number 15, Cody Tierbrunk, a 6'2 junior. And number 23, CJ Woodward. And, of course, for your Francis Howell Vikings, it's going to be number 2, Preston Fortner, the 5'10 senior. Number 3, Sam Maddox, the 5'11 senior. Number 14, Shane Kirby, the 6'1 senior. And number 32, Sam Thompson, the 6'10 senior. And you can just tell by the two teams sitting on the bench that even with them sitting down, there's a distinctive height advantage to the Vikings.
Yeah, and Fortner and Maddox might be 5'10 and 5'11, but they definitely don't play like it. They play like they're 6'3", 6'4". They're very active guys, especially on the boards. How about that block Fortner had against U City? Whenever the guy who was 5 inches taller than him went up, and Fortner just went straight up with him and sent it down.
Yeah, Preston Fortner and Sam Maddox, two guys that are definitely smaller in the height, but use their bodies to their advantage, and they lay it out on the line. There's no other way to really say it, especially with Maddox. He'll pretty much lay his body on the line to do whatever he needs to make sure he gets that ball to go through the basket.
Well, both of them, like when they're driving to the basket, definitely know how to use their body and create separation between them and the defender. And that's something that's something that's hard to teach. That's just two guys you can tell love the game and love being out here.
Absolutely. So we're going to meet here at half court on the H here at Francis Howell High School. The Vikings, of course, coming in at 4-2, and the Central Spartans coming in at 2-0. Meeting Sam Thompson at half court is going to be Cannon Sissel, the 6'1 senior for the Spartans. We're off here at the H. Kissel didn't even go up for that one. It goes to Fortner. The Vikings will have the first possession here. Fortner gets a screen from Maddox. Fortner inside to Thompson. Thompson, he's going to set a dribble. He's just going to go up with it, and that's good. 2 points in the first 15 seconds for Sam Thompson.
Yeah, especially if Woodard isn't down there, he definitely has to just turn around and use his size.
So here's Estrada taken away from Fortner, but it's going to be going out of bounds. Going to be Spartan ball.
Yeah, they're going to have to watch Estrada all night, too. You read his stats before the game, and he has such a quick release. They're going to have to watch. They've been vulnerable from 3 for most of the season, so they're definitely going to have to keep an eye on him. And that's really going to be Central's only way to be in this game is if they get hot and get off to a quick start.
All right, here's Sissel out to number 5, Orneno. Inside now it is Woodward. Woodward with the jump shot. That's good. Ties this one up. His first 2 points of the night.
That's good defense by Thompson there.
So it's 2-2, 7:24 just started here at the H. It's going to be taken away. Looks to be. It's on the floor. It's going to be a jump ball call.
Fortner versus three Spartans.
Yeah, everyone else was getting ready to go back on defense for the Vikings, and Fortner was still trying to play some offense. So jump ball does go to the Spartans. So here is now Nick Ornow. Fortner heavily guarding him. Fortner
right in
so
his
quick
face,
with his defense. There's now Thompson against Woodard. Woodard trying to find something, passes it to Sissel. Sissel over to Estrada. What a matchup that's going to be tonight between Sam Maddox and Miles Estrada. Here's Estrada driving. He brings it back out, though. Over to Woodard. Woodard trying to drive on Thompson, trying to find the lane. Thompson using his good body. Kissel goes up with it. He gets the foul, so an and-one opportunity coming for Sissel.
Yeah, and they actually had good defense there on that possession. It's just, you fall asleep for a millisecond and someone's flashing by you. Another thing, too, is it's going to be interesting to see in Thompson's matchup on Woodard. If Woodard isn't a three-point shooter and isn't able to stretch his game outside, this is going to be a big advantage for the Vikings.
So that was Kirby's first foul of the night. He did get in foul trouble in that matchup against U City. Here's Maddox now. Maddox is going to drive in. He's going to use his body, run straight into Thompson. And Woodard grabs onto the ball while he's stepping out of bounds, so it's going to be Vikings ball.
Yeah, it looks like just some basic miscommunication there with Thompson and Maddox as Thompson was staying in the paint while Maddox was driving in.
Trying to find some, finds Kirby. Kirby in the right corner, over to the right wing. The Maddox left corner is now Fortner. Fortner, he's going to take it. He's going to try to go up with it. He's going to be fouled. Be a blocking foul, so Fortner is going to go to the line for 2 shots.
Yeah, he got right up there at the rim with CJ, who's about 6 inches taller than him.
Yeah. Fortner gets his free throw to go. That's something they also did very well against U City, is they shot much better from the free throw line compared to the 28% that they shot against Lafayette last week. There's Fortner's second one. That one's good.
Yeah, the Lafayette loss was a crushing one because the whole game, they got all the looks they wanted and just nothing fell. And sometimes that's basketball. That's just, sometimes, like, especially in the U City game, one shot goes their way, all of a sudden they win that game.
So here's Estrada, finds Woodard. Woodard's going to go up with it. Good job by Wibbemeyer not to foul there. And that's going to be 2 points for Woodard. That's 6-4 in favor of the Spartans. But Fortner, he's going to drive in, ties it right back up. Great job by Fortner. 5:55 remaining here in the first quarter.
It looks like Fortner might have got hurt too.
Yeah, Fortner is hobbling there. He did miss the Troy Buchanan game, and he seems to be hobbling here still. So now checking in is going to be David Trupiano for Sam Thompson. Or excuse me, Trupiano's going to check in for Fortner. Have to see if Fortner is going to be able to come back in this one. Here he has 4 points of the 6 for the Vikings. So
and one thing that's surprising me with the Spartans right now is they're not even really shooting 3-point shots, which is what I expected them to do. So it's kind of been throwing everyone off, it seems like.
James inside to Thompson. Thompson's going to dunk it. There he goes. Sam Thompson able to go up with it. And that's something you want to see from your 6'10 guy, not trying to lay it up and miss those layups. You want to see him just be able to dunk it for the for sure basket.
Especially early on. Get your guys going,
8-8, 5:21 remaining here in the first quarter. Here's Estrada. Backs it back out, heavily guarded by Maddox. Now it's over into the right wing. Now here is Cody Tierbach. Tierbach passes it out. Here's now Estrada. Estrada on the left wing, back to the right wing. Trying to find some movement. Are the Spartans not able to with this great defense from the Vikings?
Yeah, and Estrada's going to have his hands full tonight.
Here's Estrada. He's trying to find some. He tries to make a move. He goes up with it, finds some space, and gets it up and in.
With Fortner out, one thing that worries me is Maddox being their main ball handler because he's such a good catch and shoot player that it really takes that away from him when he's bringing the ball up the court.
So foul's going to be called on the floor. So it's going to be C.J. Woodard, his second foul of the game. So foul trouble here early for the Spartans. Now checking in is number 13, Travion Williams.
Especially foul trouble on their biggest guy, too.
The 5'11 junior.
Because right now they got Sissel guarding Thompson, just man on basically, and he's only 6'1".
There's Thompson, gets double teamed by Estrada and Sissel. Thompson goes up with it, not able to get it, but there goes Trupiano. And then a call, traveling call, not a foul maybe on Trupiano.
You could definitely tell by his reaction, he definitely thought that he was either expecting contact or he thought he got contact.
So 8-10, 4:30 remaining here in the first quarter in favor of the Spartans. Now here's Sissel trying to find something. Sissel finds Williams. Williams at the free throw line. Here's Sissel though again. Sissel outside. Here's now Tierbrock. Tierbrock is taken away by Trupiano. A turnover for the Spartans. Here's Maddox now. Maddox over to Trupiano. Trupiano to James. James wide open for 3. Too short. Sissel gets the rebound. Sissel tries to get it to Williams. Not able to, as it's off of James's hand.
Yeah, and even though Sissel's only 6'1", he definitely is like their most muscular guy on their team. You can definitely tell he's their strongest guy.
So Fortner still on the bench now with that injury. He has ice on that right knee that was taped up prior to pregame. So hopefully he'll be able to come back in this one. That's Matt James with the takeaway. Gets it to Trupiano. Here's Thompson. Now Thompson to Wibbemeyer. Wibbemeyer inside to Trupiano. Trupiano trying to find some space. He goes up with it. It's going to be blocked, though, by Estrada. And now here comes the Spartans. Up with it. Goes Ort now. He's not able to. Now here's Maddox. He doesn't have numbers. He's going to go up with it still, though. Misses it. And it's going to be off of Wibbemeyer. No foul called, so Vikings maybe just need to slow it down here early.
Yeah, I definitely thought there could have been some contact on Maddox's drive, but sometimes that's kind of the downside of having the frame that he does is that on a lot of his drives he's probably getting fouled and hit in certain ways, and sometimes the rushes aren't calling it because he's either initiating the contact or he just has the bigger body.
And it's taken away by Kirby almost. He wasn't able to control it. But a good job that time by the senior to make sure the Spartans didn't have a clean look there. So inbounding again is going to be Sissel and the Spartans. Here's now Tipton. Tipton trying to find something against James. Tipton getting his first minutes of the night. Good defense from James. He takes it away. There's Maddox now with it. Maddox gives it to Kirby. Kirby, he's just going to take it, tries to himself, and another turnover for the Vikings.
Man, they're getting so many opportunities right now offensively. And, I mean, even though it is early mistakes, they're going to get those under control. And the second, as the game goes on, those opportunities are going to cash in.
So early turnovers right now costing the Vikings and what could be an 8-point game at least for the Vikings if they connect and don't have mistakes. Here's a shot against Kirby. Kirby heavily guarding him. Here's now in the corner. Ort now. Tries to find Estrada. He does. Kirby did a 4. Estrada gets the and 1 to go. Foul's going to be on Trupiano. Trupiano left his feet and ran right into Estrada. Checking in now is going to be Sam Thompson.
Estrada goes and gets his own rebound, too, over there.
Checking in for the Vikings, number 32, Sam Thompson.
And with Thompson in and with Woodard on the bench for Central, the Vikings definitely have to take advantage right now.
So 8-12, 2:30 remaining here in the first in favor of the Spartans. 13-8 now. Half of the points that are for the Vikings, 4 of them goes to Fortner, who's on the bench right now with a leg injury, it seems. Here's now Max Wibbemeyer inside to Thompson. Thompson using his body, goes up with it, not able to connect. He's going to go to the line for 2.
And even though it gets frustrating and it gets kind of boring, as the big man, that's all you got to do. Just go up with it and let your size and your body take over. And if you get fouled, then he's such a good free throw shooter. If he gets fouled, you can live with him at the line.
Thompson able to get his first one to go. Those are big free throws from the Vikings if they can hit their free throws tonight. Checking in is now Booker Simmons. I bet he wasn't expecting to be in the game this early tonight.
Yeah, we haven't got to see too much of Simmons this year, so this is a pretty big spot right now in the game for him to definitely prove his worth in the rotation.
Simmons, just a 6-foot junior, has only appeared in 3 games thus far out of the 6 for the Vikings, now making this 4th appearance of their 7th game. So now here's a shot against Kirby again, and the Estrada pushing off. No foul called, though. And now here's a shot inside against Kirby. Estrada using his body. He's going to go up with it. Blocked by Thompson. No foul called there. Almost taken away by the Spartans. Thompson able to get the loose ball. Now here's Kirby. Kirby over to Maddox. Maddox over to Wibbemeyer. Wibbemeyer to Booker Simmons. Simmons, he's going to move. Gets it to Thompson inside against Sissel. Goes up with it. Does Thompson misses the layup.
Yeah, if you're Thompson, that's one you definitely have to have right there at the rim.
Yeah, Thompson can just easily use his body, go off the backboard or dunk it over the 6-foot Sissel, but nonetheless, no bucket that time. There's a drive from the Spartan. That's no good. Rebound to Booker Simmons. Booker Simmons now over to Kirby. Kirby now, he's going to drive over to Maddox inside. What a find. Maddox goes up with it. Flop on the floor from Tevin Tipton. But Maddox gets his first 2 points of the night.
Yeah, it can't feel too good to have Maddox's body hit you.
And that's going to be a foul on Kirby. He's upset either with the call or himself. Not sure which.
I kind of feel like with the call because Estrada had that push off and now they call Kirby on a push off.
Yeah. So Kirby That's going to be his second of the game. Big switch out now for the Vikings. In Trupiano, James, and Maddox. Staying in is Booker Simmons. Despite the 2 fouls for Kirby, he's going to stay on the court as well. Now here is going to be Camden Scott. Lots of seniors on this Spartans team, so lots of depth and veteran leadership. Here's Sissel now. He's going to drive in. Going to be a foul on Kirby. That's going to be Kirby's third, so checking right back in is going to be Royce Wibbemeyer.
Yeah, they're going to have to keep an eye on Kirby. That's definitely someone they're going to need down the stretch in the game. And you can tell that he's frustrated with the foul calls.
Cannon Sissel, he's going to go to the line for 2. 12-13, 57 and a half seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Sissel hits his first. So now it is going to be Royce Wibbemeyer checking in for Shane Kirby as he goes to the bench with 3 fouls. He's probably going to, would you see Kirby back here in the first half?
He honestly probably will sit the entire second quarter just because he's such an integral part of their team identity, and he's someone that they're going to need in the second half.
Sissel misses the second rebound to Trupiano, gives it to Booker Simmons. I'll see how Booker does with the ball handling. Here's James. James trying to find something. James, he's going to try to drive. Gives it to Booker outside. Here's Maddox, almost loses it. It's Booker Simmons to Maddox. Back to Booker. Booker's going to drive. Booker's going to go up with it. No foul call as that's blocked by Tevin Tipton. Now here's Estrada. Estrada out to Tipton. Tipton going to go straight to the basket. He floats it up. No good. Rebound Simmons.
And I will say, with Simmons getting some pretty big minutes right now, even though he got blocked, I like seeing him be aggressive and go up with that confidently.
Yeah, Simmons not acting like this is his only 4th appearance on the year. Here's now James. James over to Maddox. Last shot opportunity for the Vikings. Maddox over to James. Trying to get some movement going. Here's Maddox again. Gets a screen. Maddox with the 3. No good. Rebound to Trupiano. Trupiano back up with it. No good. Another missed opportunity under the basket for the Vikings. Could have tied this one up, but going in the break, it's going to be 12-14 in favor of Francis Howell Central. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to Vikings basketball here on the Howell Activity. Back here at the H, where the Francis Howell Central Spartans lead 14-12 after 1 over your Vikings. Shane Kirby is in foul trouble with 3 fouls, and he's not going to be on the court to start the second quarter. It's going to be Maddox, James, Wibbemeyer, Trupiano, and Thompson to start this second quarter. So James now inbounding it to Maddox. Now here's Wibbemeyer. Wibbemeyer trying to find something himself. Wibbemeyer getting some good minutes, going against Estrada. Here's now Trupiano over to Maddox. Good find from Trupiano. Good shot by Maddox. That ties it up here at 14 apiece with 7:40 to go here in the second quarter.
Yeah, once again, just some of the wizardry that Sam Maddox is able to do around the basket.
Here's Estrada against Maddox.
And it looks like they're going into a 2-3 zone right now as opposed to the man they were playing in the first half. Maybe try to confuse Central a little bit.
Now here's Woodard, gives it to Sissel. Woodard now with 3 fouls. It's going to be a timeout on the floor from head coach Brian Sissel for the Spartans. That's going to be his first timeout of the game. It's going to be a full timeout, so we're going to take another quick break. You're listening to Vikings basketball here on the Howell Activities Network. back here at Francis Howell High School, where the Vikings and Spartans of Francis Howell Central are tied right now, 14 apiece. I'm Will Crawford. Alongside me is Billy Woods. Behind the camera is Josh Robinson, as always. 7:12 remaining here in the first half. Still same five that started the quarter for the Vikings. Shane Kirby in foul trouble. Here's Estrada now. Estrada finds Tierbrock. Tierbrock.
Yeah, with Kirby in foul trouble and with Fortner seemingly hurt for the game, they're definitely going to need to find an identity for the rest of this game and get everything moving.
Good defense that time by Wibbenmeyer. Missed three by Woodard. Here's now James. James trying to drive. Here's Maddox now. Maddox over to Wibbenmeyer. Wibbenmeyer, he's going to drive. He finds Thompson inside. Thompson uses his body up with it. A good job by Sam Thompson using his body, getting underneath the basket. That's 2 points.
And he used footwork there. I like the technique there. Instead of just going up with the one move and abandoning it, he kept his pivot foot and he went through a series of moves.
So the Vikings take their first lead of the night, 16-14 with 6:25 remaining here in the half.
And we did see Woodard take a three on that last possession, but he missed. So I'll be wondering to see how he does the rest of the game from shooting.
So James tries to get the takeaway, not able to. Jump ball opportunity for the Spartans, no good. And now Sissel going to get called with the foul. No, it's going to be Trupiano called with the foul.
Trupiano was aggressive there, but it was in retaliation of two guys that were being aggressive on him.
So it's actually going to be Spartans' ball, and it's going to be called a jump ball opportunity. Is what the call was on the floor, so it's going to be Spartan ball. Another opportunity coming now for the Spartans. Here's Estrada. Estrada against Wibbenmeyer. Blocked by Wibbenmeyer. Now Ort now pass it out to Sissel. Sissel now with the three. He misses it, air balls it. Here's Maddox now. Good defense that time from the Vikings. Wibbenmeyer not letting Estrada bother him. Here's Trupiano. He goes up with it. That's no good.
What a block by Wibbenmeyer, though.
Now here's Woodard going underneath. Woodard goes up with it. He's able to get it up and in. Woodard now with 6 points for the Spartans.
Offensively, Wibbenmeyer is a very good entry passer, especially when it comes to Thompson in the post. Defensively, he's right up there as one of their better defenders.
Here's Maddox. He goes up with it. He misses it. So that's at least 8 points off the scoreboard for the Vikings from missing easy layup or up and in shots. That's going to be blocked away from Thompson. Goes right into Ortnow's arms. Here's now Sissel. Sissel back out. That's going to be Tierbrock with the three. Tierbrock gets the three. So 16-19, 4:55 remaining here in the first half. In favor is the score to the Spartans. Here's now Wibbenmeyer over to Maddox. Now it's going to be Trupiano. See if the foul's called on him or if it's going to be on Tierbrock.
And I've been amazed at the Spartans' ability to be in this game and be leading, at the fact that they haven't really been shooting the three that well.
So that's going to be Cody Tierbrock, his first foul of the night. Checking in is now going to be number 13, Trevion Williams for Cannon Sissel. Now also is going to be Booker Simmons in for Trupiano. Maybe get some Trupiano minutes on the bench, as he maybe just needs to take a breather. Here's now James. James thought about giving it back to Thompson. Now he does. Here's Thompson, triple team. Goes up with it, no good. Rebound, Booker Simmons. Booker Simmons being held. Now to Maddox. Maddox, he's now going to drive. Pass out to James. James, he's going to pass out to Maddox. Maddox is now going to drive. He's got the jump line. Jump shot. No good. Rebound goes to Thompson. Thompson's up and in with it.
That's good. That's good focus. That's good energy by both Thompson and Booker Simmons to get two offensive rebounds there on that possession. And I like that pull-up shot by Maddox too, because he is a really good shooter. Even though we talked about how good he is at finishing on defense, he's an excellent shooter.
Yeah, especially from that baseline. So Thompson trying to finish and one now. That's going to be airballed on the free throw. So it's 18-19, 4:27 remaining here in the first half.
I think that's about as rare as me or you dunking the basketball.
I'm a good size, 6 foot, 6'1", but I definitely cannot get over 14 inches off the ground, and I think he has more opportunities to hit a free throw than I do to dunk, as you were saying. Now it's going to be trying to take away from the Spartans is Ort now, but he's not able to.
Hey, I was on the court today. I can still grab the rim.
Here, Maddox. Maddox against Tierbrock. No foul underneath. They wanted one, did the Spartan faithful. Here's now Booker Simmons to James. James over to Maddox. James throws it out of bounds.
Looks like we're seeing some frustration right now between the Vikings offense.
Second in for the Vikings, number 42, David Cipriani.
It's like Thompson had a bloody nose or a bloody mouth or something they're going to be looking at.
So now here is Estrada, 18-19, 3:49 remaining here in the first half. Estrada finds Ortnow. Ortnow going to try to find Woodard, not able to. Going to keep it, gives it to Estrada. Estrada, he's going to try to drive on Maddox. Maddox playing good defense against the Central Spartan senior. Here's Estrada, he's going to fade away with it. No good, rebound off of Trupiano. Goes to Woodard. Up with it, does Estrada, and Estrada gets it up and in.
Once again, just another opportunity for them to end the possession, and then
James now with the three. He ties it up just like that. James with the three.
And I wanted to say 2 possessions ago, but Thompson was still in the game. They were still getting him the ball. I was hoping they would at some point get James going from the 3-point line.
So lots of fouls here early in this one. 10 combined between the two teams. That one's going to be on Royce Wibbemeyer. Royce Wibbemeyer never really gets feisty with it or tries to commit fouls, but he did there.
He's been playing great defense. He'll live with a couple fouls here and there with the kind of defense that he plays with. Love to see the refs interacting with the players like that.
So now inbounding it is going to be CJ Woodard for the Spartans. He tries to find Estrada, doesn't. Taken away by Wibbemeyer. That's going to be a reach-in on Woodard.
I think it was James that poked it loose and Wibbemeyer came up with it.
So Woodard's going to have his 3rd foul of the game. See if he stays on the court.
Yeah, and that's huge for the Vikings as he's the biggest player for Central.
So now checking in is going to be Tevin Tipton for Woodward.
And Woodard is a good player. He just, because of foul trouble, he hasn't been able to get going at all this game. And credit the Vikings, too, for being able to be able to go at him aggressively.
So now here's Maddox. Maddox having to be the floor general with no Fortner. Gives it to James. Over to Thompson. Thompson, he's going to be called with the travel. Didn't find any room with it.
And he had Booker underneath the basket cutting wide open, but obviously he's getting double teamed. It's hard to see guys cutting.
Now that's taken away by Wibbemeyer. Wibbemeyer, he almost has it taken away from him. Hands it off to Maddox, over to Thompson. Thompson's going to shoot the 3. No good. Rebound to Booker Simmons. Simmons now off of Maddox. So another missed opportunity for the Vikings.
I didn't know it was a bakery with all the turnovers we got going on in here tonight.
Yeah, lots of turnovers between the two teams to start along with the fouls. This is now GAC conference play, so
these games matter.
Definitely matter, and high intensity ones. These teams see each other a lot. They saw each other twice last year. Going to probably see each other twice hopefully this year. Now here's Sissel. Sissel thought about handing it off to Estrada. He's going to go up with it. That's no good. Tipped by Estrada. Not able to get the put back, but rebound to Thompson. Now here's Maddox again. Maddox to James. Spartans playing some pretty good man-to-man defense here. Here's Simmons now with the 3. That's going to be short. Rebound Thompson. Thompson goes back up with it. He gets in.
That's what you like to see, him jump up and get a rebound like that, then turn around and just put it in.
So 23-21 is the Viking lead. 1:48 remaining here in the first half.
Yeah, and right now the biggest player on the court is Kissel.
And that's going to be blocked by Thompson.
Yeah, the Vikings are definitely treating Estrada like he's the best player on the other team. He's getting a lot of attention from the defense tonight.
Yeah, Estrada, I don't believe, has shot a 3 tonight when he shot 71% from the floor. Vikings doing a very good job making sure he's not getting the opportunities or the looks that he needs. Now it's going to be a double team. Now here's Tipton. Tipton, he's going to drive against Simmons. Passes out to Sissel. Sissel almost loses it. He's going to find Estrada inside. Estrada, he's going to go up with it. No good on the shot. So Estrada's going to go to the line for 2 again.
And good job by Simmons there to take that screen that was set on him and just run right through it.
Number 3, Sam Thompson, or Sam Maddox. It's his first personal 16th foul.
So now Maddox has his first foul of the night called against him. 1:19 remaining here in the quick, fast-paced first half, despite 12 turnovers, or fouls, excuse me. First free throw is up and good from Estrada. Second one is up. That is good from Estrada as well. Estrada with the 9 of the 23 for the Spartans. Now here's Maddox. Maddox trying to find something. Maddox passes over to James. James had, I thought, Thompson underneath. Didn't feed it to him. Now here's Thompson. Here's Maddox. Now Maddox, he's going to almost lose it. Maddox is going to go up with it. That's too short. Rebound to the Spartans. Spartans now have a chance to retake the lead. Estrada goes up with it off the high top of the backboard. He gets it up and in. The Spartans take a 25-23 lead with 42 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Yeah, it's been incredible to see them compete like this with Francis Howell given the size disadvantage.
Booker open in the left wing. He's going to lose his footing over to Maddox. To James. James thought about the 3. He's going to try to drive. It's going to be a blocking call on the floor. It's going to be Ort now.
Yeah, I'd like to see them get more three-point opportunities for Maddox and James.
So now James is going to go to the line for the 1-and-1 opportunity. He can tie this one up with his 2 free throws. First one is up. No good. Rebound, no. Goes to Thompson. Here's now Wibbenmeyer. Wibbenmeyer to James. James for 3. That's no good. Rebound. Goes to Booker Simmons. Booker Simmons doing a fantastic job against Miles Estrada there. Goes off of Estrada.
And for someone like him who doesn't typically get a lot of minutes, for him to come in and just be this energetic and be this aggressive, you couldn't ask for anything more from him. He's been doing great tonight.
Now here's Maddox looking for maybe that last shot opportunity. 12 seconds remaining here in the first half. Now here's Maddox. He's going to drive. He's going to shoot it. No good. Rebound goes to the Spartans. An empty possession from the Vikings. That's where we're going to end here unless that's going to be a miss by Estrada. But the Spartans lead it here at halftime. 23-25 is the score. And what a first half that was between the two teams that combined 13 fouls on the floor. And
yeah, the Spartans got to be feeling good about that going into the locker room.
Yeah, lots of fouls for the Vikings. No Shane Kirby, as you said, in that entire second quarter. Wibbenmeyer, he has a foul of himself. And same thing on the other side, though. If you're the Vikings, you have to be happy with Woodward's 3 fouls as well.
But they're both going to come back in the second half, and they're both going to have fresh legs, so we'll see how they play. Kirby's more the defensive guy for the Vikings, so definitely his aggressionness might lead to him picking up some more fouls. But he is a smart player. He typically doesn't foul as much as he has tonight. I thought a couple of them were more bad calls.
Yeah, so the leading scorer for the Vikings is Thompson with 12. Now we're going to have your Golden Girls here at Howell High School. Back here at Francis Howell High School, home of the Francis Howell Vikings, where they are currently down at halftime 23-25. Run through some stats with you again. Cannon Kissel with 2 points. Miles Estrada leading the way for the Spartans with 11. And CJ Woodward, he's adding another 6, but he does have 3 fouls, so he could see some extensive time on the bench for your Vikings. Preston Fortner, he had 4. He probably will not see much more time here tonight due to an injury. Sam Maddox, 4 points. Matt James with 2. Shane Kirby, no points, but does have those 3 fouls, so maybe not much time for Kirby on the court as well in this second half. And, of course, Sam Thompson, he's leading the way with 12 points. So with no Fortner, that offensive leadership definitely has to come from someone else, and it's got to either come from Maddox or you think Booker Simmons, who's getting a lot of minutes here early in this game.
Yeah, it sucks, too, that we were robbed of Preston Fortner tonight, because I definitely felt like we were about to have a big performance from him. I mean, he came out so strong offensively, just driving confidently, and just he scored, I think, 4 of their first 6 points, I think it was. So he was just looking awesome tonight offensively, and it just sucks that we're going to be robbed of a good performance by him. But, yeah, offensively, Booker Simmons has been great. He's had a couple of offensive rebounds. He's had a lot of good energy. What I really dislike is Maddox bringing the ball up at all times, and then it just kind of enables him as just the point guard instead of, it kind of takes away his shooting abilities. But yeah, they've had so many turnovers, and they've had so many missed opportunities at the rim that stuff has to be tightened up here in the second half if they want to come back in this game.
Yeah, they were 28-2 all year last year, and they are losing a lot of opportunity. Obviously, seniors have to step up in ways they weren't thinking to. Thompson played a lot of minutes, Fortner played a lot of minutes, and Maddox played a lot of minutes last season. But with the man Matt Shark out, graduating and leaving Francis Howell, they have to find those points elsewhere, and they're not able to as of right now. It's 23-25, about 30 seconds left here at halftime. The score is in favor of the Spartans. On the court to start for the Spartans, it will be Nick Ortnow, Miles Estrada, Cannon Sissel, CJ Woodard. Even with the 3 fouls, he'll be on the court, and Cody Tierbrook. For the Vikings, it's going to be Royce Wibbemeyer, Sam Thompson, David Trupiano, Matt James, and Sam Maddox. Wibbemeyer also had some good minutes on the floor as well against Miles Estrada, one of the best shooters in the metro area. And a decent block. So we're about off here at...
Yeah, and I'm still waiting for the Spartans to really start hitting from 3. That's kind of the dangerous part, is right now they're winning this game, and they've kind of been getting all their buckets down low and from the free throw line and from some mid-range shots. So I don't even think they've untapped their potential yet tonight. I also don't think the Vikings have untapped theirs yet tonight because they've had so many missed shots at the rim.
So now here's Woodard. Woodard against Thompson. There's going to be a foul called on Wibbemeyer. So 9 seconds into the half already, a foul called.
That foul is called on number 10. Where's Wibbemeyer?
So inbounding it will be Estrada.
First team foul.
And the injury to Fortner will be something definitely to keep an eye on for the rest of the season. This is the part of the season where injuries, guys are starting to feel it in the knees a little bit.
Yeah, Fortner missed that Troy Buchanan game, and he was definitely missed. And that one blocked by Thompson underneath, gives it to Maddox, and that's who looks to be the point guard and the floor general on the floor tonight. Now here's Maddox. Maddox finds Wibbemeyer. Wibbemeyer, he's going to try to find something. He's going to pass it. Almost gets it taken away by Estrada. But he's able to get the loose ball. Here's Maddox again. Over to James. James over to Wibbemeyer. Wibbemeyer over to Maddox. Inside to Trupiano. Trupiano over to James. James over to Wibbemeyer. Trying to find some space underneath. And there's Thompson. He's able to go underneath. It's going to be taken away by Estrada. It's going to go off of Estrada, it looked to be. See where they say it's going. It's going to go off. Yeah, it's going to be Spartans' ball. Went off of Thompson. So 0 for 1 on their possessions to start the second half here for the Vikings. Shane Kirby is back in the game against Estrada despite having those 3 fouls.
Yeah, and defensively that's going to be big for them. And even offensively, he's a better shooter than Wibbemeyer is, so that might give him a little bit of an advantage too on the offensive end.
So here is Woodard out to Sissel. Sissel hands it off to Tierbrock. Tierbrock over to Woodard. Woodard, he can shoot the 3. Thought about it, not going to take it. Here's now Tierbrock. Tierbrock's going to drive against Maddox. He's going to go up and in. No good. Rebound to James. Thompson slow up off the court. Now rushing back. Gives it to Thompson. Thompson inside of Trupiano. Almost taken away by Woodard. Trupiano going to use his body. Try to go up with it. He's not going to. Here's Maddox now. Maddox with the jump shot at the elbow. That's in and out. Rebound off of a Spartan. So it's going to be Viking ball underneath the basket. That was in and out for Maddox. Maddox having a lot of those opportunities go in and out for him in the last few games.
Yeah, that's part of the basketball game. You know, you definitely hit these cold streaks. All it takes is one good shooting night, and you're back in it.
Trupiano found wide open underneath. He's going to go up with it a second time. He's going to be fouled. So Trupiano, pretty sure, is scoreless underneath the basket.
And he's had a lot of opportunities too. It's definitely been an off performance by him as well.
So that's going to be C.J. Woodard's 4th foul of the night. So checking in is going to be Camden Scott. So probably won't see Woodard until probably halfway through that 4th quarter. Trupiano's first free throw, in and out, no good.
Lots and lots of in and outs tonight.
So lots of seniors, though, on this team for the Spartans, and he's doing a fantastic job, is Brian Sissel, making sure that his seniors are staying in. And so Trupiano goes 0 for 2 from the line, was going to maybe be able to tie this one up, but not able to. So here's James. James over to Tierbrock. Tierbrock now hands it off to Estrada. Estrada over to Camden Scott. Scott's going to shoot the 3. He's got it.
And top of the key three-pointers has been definitely a killer for the Vikings on defense this year.
Yeah, Thompson was not sure where he was at there, but he left Scott wide open on that top of the key, and it's a clean look for the Spartans. 28-23 now in favor of the Spartans. Here's Thompson. Thompson over to Trupiano. Trupiano's going to go up with it. He finally gets a basket up and in.
That's a good play. That's a good Kurt Jacob play right there.
Yeah, Kurt Jacob drawing that one up, so it's 25-28. 5:20 remaining here in the 3rd quarter.
And if you're going to have Trupiano and Thompson on the court at the same time, you definitely have to figure out a two-man game between them.
And no way do the Spartans compare in size, especially with C.J. Woodard out right now. Here's now Miles Estrada on the right wing. Estrada's trying to find some, passes it to Scott. Scott's got a wide open 3 again. He hits it again.
Thompson's got to respect it.
Thompson leaving Camden Scott wide open on back-to-back possessions at the top of the key. Makes it 31-25, 6-point game. Here's Thompson now against Sissel. He finds Trupiano. Trupiano, he loses it almost. Gives it to Thompson. Here's Maddox now, catch and shoot time. Maddox, he misses the 3. Thompson goes to the floor again, and it's Camden Scott going straight to the basket. What a drive that time by Scott.
Yeah, once he saw Trupiano underneath the basket, he didn't want any part of that.
Here's Maddox now. Maddox is going to go up with it. He gets that one to go.
And that's got to feel so nice for Maddox to see one go in after he struggled a little bit tonight.
So 27-31, 4:18 remaining here in the 3rd quarter.
And once again, good job by him by not slowing it up, but just going full head of steam towards the basket and using some noobs to get down low.
So goes off of Kirby's calf, it looked like. And it's going to be a timeout on the floor by Brian Sissel for the Spartans. It's only a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here with you. Please be sure to visit all the HowellVikingsTV.com and subscribe to the Howell Activities Network so you don't miss any of your favorite Howell programs action. We got wrestling here tomorrow on the HowellVikingsTV.com. Vikings fans can catch all of tonight's action live and archived on our Howell Activities Network. So if you're Brian Sissel with Woodward out of the game, you got to think you got to get some more three-pointers going and maybe try to push this one out of reach for the Vikings.
Yeah, absolutely, especially the top of the key. They have to design some kind of plays and get their threes to fall. If you're the Vikings, on the other hand, you have to start respecting the three-point shooters, and on offense, these turnovers got to stop, and you got to finish these opportunities at the rim. You're getting way too many looks.
We said against Lafayette and against U City that they were getting those looks in the second halves of those games and not able to connect on them, and that seems to be a reoccurring theme as it's happening here once again tonight. Here's Estrada. He loses it. It's going to be a foul called on the floor, though, against Booker Simmons.
Yeah, in the U City game, that's literally a game where one shot goes either way, and the winner of that game is determined, and it just so happened to go in the way of U City.
That's going to be Booker's first foul of the night. So about halfway through this third quarter, 27-31 in favor of the Spartans. Here's now Tierbrock. Tierbrock going to make Trupiano fall to his feet. Tierbrock with a three. He hits it. Good move by Tierbrock. And the Spartan fans are alive here at Howell. 27-34 with 3:38 remaining here in the third quarter.
Yeah, they definitely have their energy high right now.
Here's James. James moves his handle. He passes it to Booker. Booker not able to find anything. Finds Trupiano. Does Thompson. Trupiano gets it up and in. So Trupiano now with 4 points on the night. 29-34, 5-point lead for the Spartans.
And that's going to be so nice for him. I mean, you get dropped and the three gets his on you, but at least you can go down the court and score your own basket.
Here's Estrada now. Covering him is Booker Simmons. Estrada now with the jump shot. He gets it. Clean look from Miles Estrada. So the shots are hitting right now for the Spartans.
And that's not a good sign for the Vikings because theirs haven't been hitting. Estrada has such a quick release, too. He had a hand right in his face, and it didn't matter.
So now here's Booker. Booker going to get called with the travel. So it's a 7-point lead in favor of the Spartans right now, and the Spartans can push it up to double digits right now. And
did he even move?
It seemed like he caught the ball and he
just stood there. He was like
Yeah.
a statue with how still he was.
Yeah, Booker was also confused with that call. He looked over to Jacob thinking it was on someone else. And he found out that was a traveling call. Here is Booker now against Estrada. Here's now Tierbrock. Tierbrock over to Estrada. Estrada got the three. He's got it. And that's someone you cannot have get hot, as he has now 16 on the night, and it is a 10-point lead for the Spartans. And Francis Howell in trouble to almost dropping their third straight, and Kurt Jacob is going to take a full timeout here at the H. 29-39 in favor of the Spartans. We'll take a quick timeout ourselves. You're listening to Vikings basketball here on the Howell Activity. So it is a 10-point lead right now for the Howell Central Spartans over the Francis Howell Vikings. 2:17 remaining in the third, and Vikings have a lot of work to do, especially without their floor general, Preston Fortner, on the court. So inbounding it will be Booker Simmons into Sam Maddox.
Yeah, that's what worried me in the first half, is the Spartans didn't even really attempt any three-pointers. Now all of a sudden they're hitting everything.
Here's James over to Maddox. Maddox back to James. James back to Maddox. Maddox now. He's going to make a move. He's going to shoot the jump shot. That's no good. Off of James. Good job by James there. Now Maddox out to James. James now with the three. That's an air ball. It's going to go off of Thompson. And it's going to be Spartan ball. Not sure why Thompson didn't try to catch and maybe shoot that one, but he just hit it straight out of bounds trying to play defense on that one.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe he's a little tired from heavy minutes the last couple games, or. But you love to see James being that active, where he gets basically essentially the offensive rebound, and he curls back out and goes to the three-point line. Just keep an active feet at all times.
So now here's Tierbrock. Tierbrock, he can shoot the three as well. Not going to. He's going to back it back out to the H.
Yeah, he kind of had an open look there. Is thankful for the Vikings they didn't pull that.
Now it's going to go off of Booker Simmons. Good job that time against Miles Estrada. Booker playing pretty much most of the quality minutes for the Vikings tonight, even though he is held scoreless in the foul call or in the scoring column. It's all on his defensive side. He's playing very quality minutes for the Vikings.
Yeah, early in the season they had Sparks playing quite a bit, and now they got Simmons. So I don't know if maybe they're just mixing some stuff up and maybe there was some competition in practice and some guys won out and some guys lost out, but Simmons has definitely been making a lot of his minutes tonight with his hustle.
Here's Wibbemeyer against Tierbrock. Now Maddox against Tierbrock. Sissel now.
And they got Thompson out of the paint and far in the three-point lane, which is not what you want.
Now set screen by Sissel, almost taken away. It is taken away. No, it is not. Good job still, though, by Booker. That's Wibbemeyer with the takeaway now. Here's James. James does not have the momentum there, and it's going to be a traveling call on James.
He did travel, but I thought there might have been some contact before the travel.
No blocking foul as he tried to maybe go up with a shot. 29-39, 47 seconds remaining here in the third quarter.
This is going to be definitely a painful one to watch on film, regardless if they win or lose. They're going to be watching film on this game and learning a lot about themselves.
Here's Scott, he tries to find Tierbrock, not able to. Estrada gets the save, tries to save it. Not going to be able to. It's going to be Viking ball.
And Wibbemeyer has such active hands. He has such lanky arms, too, that he's able to steal any pass out of air.
So now here's Maddox.
If Wibbemeyer was able to offer them more offensively, he'd be such a dangerous weapon for them. He's already as dangerous as he is with his defensive capabilities.
So now 16 seconds. Last shot opportunity for the Vikings. Try to cut into that 10-point deficit. Here's James. He's going to hand it off to Booker. Booker over to Maddox. Maddox calling Thompson. Maddox with the last shot opportunity. He's going to jump shot it from the jump free throw line. That's no good. So in the last 2 minutes of that quarter, the Vikings are held scoreless, but they do hold the Spartans scoreless. 29-39 is the score going into the fourth. We'll take a quick timeout. You're listening to Viking basketball here on the Howell Activity. Back here at the H, home of the Francistown Vikings as they trail by 10 here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, we'll see what the Spartans' offense looks like this quarter. I wonder if they keep their foot off the pedal and if they start to pass it out and try to run out the clock like Lafayette did, which almost ruined them in the end, or if they actually stay aggressive. I prefer when teams stay aggressive. I think you lose your identity and lose yourself and become complacent whenever you just start trying to run the clock out.
So that's going to be a foul on Cannon Kissel, his first of the night. And that's Thompson finds it. Driving is Wibbemeyer. Wibbemeyer against Estrada. Tries to find James. It's going to be a jump ball now. So it's going to be Spartan ball, it looks like.
And this is definitely the point in the game where frustration starts to set in for Francis Howell.
Here's Estrada. Back to Sissel. Sissel being guarded now by Thompson. Here's Booker against Estrada. Back to Sissel. Sissel now gets a screen from Cam to Scott. He's going to try to drive. Scott's got a three. He's not going to take it. He makes a move, though. Goes up with it. Gets his own rebound. Goes back up with it, and he gets it. Camden Scott now with 8 points off the bench for the Spartans, excuse me.
And they had good rotation defense on the perimeter.
James now, no foul called on that. He's going to pass it out to Thompson.
He even shrugs mid-drive, expecting the foul.
Here's James now. James with the three. He hits the three. So the first shot since 2 minutes or 2 minutes left in the third quarter. The Vikings get back in the scoring column and make it a 9-point game.
Yeah, they're going to need more of those shots to fall too. I actually would like to see them get James more involved in the offense at times.
So now it's Sissel back at the top. Gets another screen from Scott. Back to Estrada. Passes across court to Ort now. Ort now over to Sissel. Sissel with a jump shot from the elbow, no good. Rebound to Scott. Scott goes up with it, no good. Scott is going to go off of a Spartan. It's going to be Vikings ball. Good job underneath again by Booker. Now checking back in with the 4 fouls is going to be Shane Kirby. Kirby seeing his first minutes since the first quarter.
Yeah, and it's been noticeable with him off the court with their defense as well too.
So 6:14 remaining here in this one. Here's Kirby. Over, it's taken away by Sissel. Here's Estrada now. Estrada. Over to Scott. Scott over to Tierbrock. Tierbrock going to try to move to the left wing, now to the H. Passes it to Sissel. Being guarded by Thompson. An interesting matchup. It's going to go off of Thompson.
And Kirby has such good, he always keeps his feet active. He has such good discipline. His hands are always right in the passing lanes. He's always keeping his hands up too. It's great to see him play man-on basketball against the best player on every team every night.
Now here's the inbound to Sissel. Some noise finally coming alive for the Viking faithful.
Whenever you're at home, you definitely need it to feel like a home game. That's the whole point of being at home.
Now here is Scott going to hand it off to Tierbrock. Tierbrock drives, passes it back out. Now here's Ort now. Ort now over to Sissel. Now it's Estrada. Sissel's going to drive. He's going to stop at the wing. Kirby playing some more hard defense here.
And I like Thompson guarding the three-point line, but I don't like it whenever his guy is all the way out at the volleyball line and he doesn't defend that.
What a find from Sissel to Ort now, or Scott, excuse me, Scott with the dunk. Scott has now 10 points off the bench for the Spartans.
But on that last possession, what I was trying to say is Thompson, I like that he's guarding the three-point line, but he'll let himself get so far out to like the volleyball line. You don't need to be that far out.
Now here's Kirby. Kirby going to drive. Kirby goes up with it. That's up and good. So Shane Kirby gets his first points of the night with 4:40 remaining here in the fourth quarter. 34-43 in favor of the Spartans.
And he's someone you definitely would like to see be more comfortable on the offensive end.
Now here's Maddox. Maddox, he's going to get it taken away from Sissel. Sissel wasn't going to let him get the layup and in.
Yeah, that was a lot of ball, too. That was just a great defense by Sissel.
So now checking in is Royce Webemeyer for Booker Simmons. So we're seeing C.J. Woodard also back in the game for Tierbrock. Here's Maddox now, finds Thompson. Thompson, he's going to go up with it. That's good from Thompson. Timeout now on the floor to Brian Sissel and the Spartans. The Vikings trying to crawl back in this one. 4:25 remaining, 34-43 in favor of the Spartans. We'll take a quick timeout ourselves. You're listening to Howell Activities So missed opportunities and turnovers have caused the Vikings here thus far tonight as they are down by 7, but they are on a run right now. 36-43, 4:25 remaining here in this one. Vikings trying to get back in this one. Here's the full court press now from the Vikings. It's going to be Maddox, Kirby, James, Wibbenmeyer, and Thompson. Kirby has to be careful with those 3 or 4 fouls. Now here's Scott. Scott with 10 points off the bench. Here's Woodard. Woodard's going to go up with it. Blocked by Thompson. Maddox gets the ball. Maddox, he's going to shoot the wide open 3. He hits the 3.
Yeah, I know Maddox has been off, and he was definitely hesitant right there. But whenever you're one of the leading scorers of this team, you just got to pull those open looks.
4-point game now for the Vikings, trying to call Brock in this one. They were once down by 11. Estrada now being double teamed. He's going to pass it out. He gives it to Sissel. Almost a travel there. Not called though. And it's going to go off of a Spartan, and it's going to be Viking ball.
Take advantage of the momentum. Keep the energy high. Take advantage of the momentum that you now have on your side if you're Francis Howell.
Kirby over to Maddox now. 39-43, 3:27 remaining here in this one. Maddox finds Thompson inside. Thompson, he loses it. It's going back to the Spartans. Now here's Scott. Scott able to control it. Doesn't step on the line, but turns it over to Wibbenmeyer. Maddox now. He's going to stop and shoot the 3. He misses it. It's going to go off of Woodward. It's going to stay with the Vikings. Decent shot, though, that time from the Vikings.
Now you want to see that. You want to see that. At least he's feeling confident. That's the last thing you want to do is take one of your best players' confidence away.
Now here's Thompson. Thompson being double teamed. Thompson goes up with it. He's coming alive now here in the fourth quarter. He's got 16 tonight. 41-43, 3 minutes remaining here in this one.
One dribble power step right to the rim. That's going to be money every time.
So now the Vikings finally coming alive here. Here's Estrada. Estrada finds Woodward. Woodward's going to go up with it. He finally gets the basket up and in. His first points since the first half. 2:41 remaining. 4-point game in favor of the Spartans. Now driving is James. James passes out to Thompson. Thompson, he's going to drive. Thompson's up with it. He's got the basket up and in. Now just a 2-point game for the Vikings. 2:22 remaining.
And Thompson looks like the star that he is now.
Almost taken away by Kirby. Here's Estrada. Estrada going against Thompson. He's going up. He airballs it. Taken away. Thompson gets it. Maddox. He's got 2-on-1. Maddox, he's going to go up with it. Hits the bottom. It's going to be a foul, though, on Cannon Sissel. So Maddox has the opportunity to tie it here. Good foul numbers for both teams, and that's only the 3rd for the Spartans, and 2 now for the Vikings.
Yeah, and what a comeback by the Vikings, just to be able to keep your confidence and still get the shots up. You knew at some point they had to fall.
And he misses the first one, and still making a 1-point game. They were down by 11 with about 4 minutes remaining here. Now have came back and made it a game with 2:07 remaining. Maddox hits the second one.
What'll be interesting is to see how long the Spartans will try to hold the ball and just pass around.
Good defense, though, in this quarter and in the last 2 minutes from the Vikings. Here's Woodard. Woodard, it's going to be a jump ball opportunity. Goes to the Vikings. Great job that time by Shane Kirby.
And that's exactly what you miss when he's out of the game with foul trouble.
Yeah, Kirby has 3 fouls on the night. And that's going to be another timeout for head coach Brian Sissel and the Spartans. Vikings fans are finally coming alive here at the H. Timeout here at the H. We'll take a quick timeout ourselves. You listen to Viking basketball here on the Howell Billy Woods alongside me. I am Will Crawford. Behind the camera is Josh Robinson. 44-45, minute 54 remaining here in this one. Vikings crawling back from an 11-point deficit with about 4 minutes remaining. Here's Kirby now. Kirby on the wing finds Wibbemeyer. Wibbemeyer almost turns it over. He gets the takeaway loose ball. Here's now Kirby back to Maddox. Maddox to James.
And I know they want to force it to Thompson, but if he's being double and triple teamed like that, don't commit a turnover in the process.
Now it's going to be a push on Sissel. It's going to be a Viking ball underneath. I mean, Sissel's third of the game. Excuse me, that's his fourth, so now Sissel in foul trouble. And that's pretty much their ball handler coming down the court for the Spartans. So
yeah, and he's been the main defender on Thompson tonight too, so he's one of their more muscular guys.
Now here's Kirby, Kirby to Wibbemeyer. Wibbemeyer back to Kirby, back to Wibbemeyer. Now here's Thompson. Thompson goes up with it. He's got it. It's a 1-point lead now for the Vikings. Thompson now with 20. Now almost taken away by Maddox. Great defense from Maddox. Maddox, there's Sissel wide open underneath. Sissel with a good up and in. So 47-46, less than a minute now here at Francis Howell High School.
And once again, I know they're going to want to go through Thompson. Don't commit a turnover just trying to force feed him.
Now here is Thompson. Thompson gets it up and in.
And that's just great awareness by Thompson, just to know that he's the biggest guy on the court.
48, 47, 43 seconds. Viking timeout. We'll see if it's just a 30-second or a full. It is going to be a full. So we'll take another quick timeout. You're listening to Francis Howell Basketball here on Howell Activities Network. Back here at Francis Howell High School, 1-point lead, 43 seconds remaining here in this one. The lead for the Vikings. Back and forth, fourth quarter we've had here. Very intense game now. 48-47, 40 seconds remaining. Here's the full court press from the Vikings. Here's Woodward. Woodward now trying to find something. Finds Tierbrock. Tierbrock now over to Estrada. Estrada, he thought about the three, doesn't take it. Here's Sissel underneath, finds Woodard. Woodard's going to go up with it. He's going to get fouled, though. 2 shots at the line for the Spartans and a 1-point lead opportunity.
And Thompson was definitely confused on why he was called for a foul there. So what's important here, if he misses one of these, they should go down and definitely take the last shot. If he makes both of them, go down, take your last shot with about 8 seconds left to give yourself an offensive rebound opportunity.
Woodard misses the first one, so only a tied opportunity now for the Vikings, or the Spartans, excuse me. And we're tied here now. Are we going to have another overtime game here? And that's going to be a timeout on the court for the Vikings. So it's just going to be a 30 timeout. That's the last timeout of the game for the Vikings. So we'll keep it here, though, for you. We have so many great sponsors that are making our streaming, the Howell Activities Network and Howell Activities Network 2 live streams possible at HowellVikingsTV.com. Thank you to People's Savings Bank and the Farmers Insurance Agency out of Arnold for their year-long commitment to supporting this new endeavor. As always, please support the sponsors that help support our programs and Howell family. Boys wrestling will also happen here on the Howell Activities Network tomorrow. Thank you to all our Howell fans that continue to follow and support the guidelines that are in place to help our programs be able to participate during this unprecedented time. The support from students, coaches, and families during this time is what truly makes Howell and the Howell family special.
Yeah, and thank you definitely all to the fans watching. We've definitely heard of some kind words and through email and Twitter and whatnot the last couple days, and we definitely appreciate it here.
And the Howell family that is here, though, in attendance is now finally on their feet and loud. 18 seconds tied game. Last shot opportunity for the Vikings. This is right where you want it if you're head coach Kurt Jacob. Oh, Maddox trying to find something. He's dribbling. Maddox going to try to find something. He gets a block. Maddox is going to go up with a bad shot. Thompson gets it, though. He gets the basket as the buzzer goes off. It's over here at the age. Buzzer beater time for Sam Thompson. And it's over here. The Vikings knock off the Spartans, come back from an 11-point deficit, and win it here at Francis Howell. What a job by Sam Thompson that time.
And when you need it, the big man's there to clean up the glass and put it in for you right at the buzzer.
Yeah, Maddox drove in. His shot was too short, but he was able to get that second chance opportunity to go, did Sam Thompson. That is the momentum and the game and the win that the Vikings definitely needed.
Almost got me out of my chair that time.
What a job that time by the Vikings and head coach Kurt Jacob. We're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll have your final stats here on the Howell Activities Network. Back here at Francis Howell High School, home of the Francis Howell Vikings, where they just knocked off the Francis Howell Central Spartans. Once down by 11, where the Vikings came back and won this one in the final 4 minutes, and all came from Sam Maddox and Sam Thompson. Both those guys finished in double-digit figures. Thompson finished now with 25 points, and what a shot to end it there.
And what a fourth quarter by Thompson, too. I mean, there's moments in the first half where definitely their offense was stagnant and they needed a burst. And in the fourth quarter, he just did what stars do, and he took over games. And that's exactly what you want to see from a guy like him, especially whenever he's doing it through technique and through footwork. And that's the discipline you want to see in your big guy, especially if he's a star player. Yeah, especially for Thompson. What a night they needed him to have, and he had it here. And what a job to come alive, and what a moment for him hitting that last-second buzzer beater. And you got to give credit to the Francis Howell Central Spartans. Their closest guy to Thompson's height is 6'5", and C.J. Woodard, and he was in foul trouble. He didn't play in that entire third quarter for the Spartans, so they held that lead for 3.5 quarters pretty much, and were able to compete against a pretty decent, overly sized matchup that they were in. And just a good job by Brian Sissel and his crew. So that moves the Francis Howell Central Spartans to 2-1 on the season, and your Vikings to 5-2. We will not have the next week's game on 12/23 Confluence at Christian. We will not be there for it, but you can still watch that, I'm sure, on their streaming network. But we will be back here at the H on 12/28 when they take on, I believe, St. Charles. For myself, Will Crawford, my partner Billy Woods, my man Josh Robinson behind the camera.